You're
going live.
It is blowing around in the wind. Okay. We are live.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Let's crack it open. You go.
We're cracked.
You talk.
Good afternoon, and welcome to our last live of 2022. I'm Shani, this is Rick. We are Havenwood Tiny Homes. We are just two of many people that make up our wonderful company. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We've been doing these lives now for, over a year. And we just wanted to chat with you guys today and have you guys ask us anything. Anything is on the table, so it doesn't have to be a tiny house question. It can be an
talk about
anything
things
question.
on the table. We've got little man over here, bollocks naked.
Yes,
and it's freezing cold.
Yeah.
And he says, "Shut the door, like we're outside, bro.
Put some clothes on.
Some clothes on.
Yeah. So we've today we've got some of our family are here. We're about to have a barbie and have some wood-fired pizza and stuff for tea. Started the wind down to Chrissy. We've still got a few days. We finish up on the 23rd.
Last day, mate, on the finishing line.
23rd, so we're trying to get, there's a couple more we're trying to get finished before then. And Rick may do some deliveries in the holidays. We're not sure yet, so we'll just see how the clients are going. So welcome. Please, if you're joining us for the first time or you've been here for a long time, say hi, let us know where you're from. And we'll just do a nice quick one today, and hopefully you guys will chat with us, grab a drink, and
Since the last live for the year, I thought I'd have a whiskey. I was just admiring my whiskey glass. I've got a chip this side, I've got a crack that side.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
Nothing is looked after in our
take
house.
away from the taste, though, bro.
Everything gets worked hard here, I tell you. All right. Well, we do have a couple of tiny house questions that came in during the week, and then I thought we would do a bit of a recap. Somebody asked us, how many we'd built and things like that. So I thought we might go through that today and give you the lowdown on
how things are going.
From when we began, give you the backstory, and then and hopefully you might comment while we're talking about that. So, but the couple of questions that we had during the week was, can you do dormer windows on a tiny house up in the loft?
Yeah, well, we actually already, with our loft, we actually do a dormer window on the rear of the tiny home. So that's the rear long elevation of the tiny home, because that, as you walk up our staircase, you actually walk into the dormer window, so into the space. So we actually create the headroom, so you're not bending over when you walk upstairs, okay? So you walk up the stairs, so externally, where you walk up, is actually the dormer window. So then, of course, from there, we can do a dormer window on the other side, especially for the clients that go for the gantry walkway. So on that other side. So this is for our pitched roof model. Okay. So you need you can put a dormer window on the other side as well. So not only architecturally it looks great. So rather than just having a flat roof, it's got actually a pitched roof with a dormer window in it.
Yep.
Which aesthetically is architecturally, I reckon, looks great. Then rather than a square roof, a flat roof. So.
We had Belinda. Belinda is our beautiful client in South Australia. If you were watching on socials, the one that was delivered by Grills on the weekend, or early weekend. So she says hi, hello, Merry
G'day,
Christmas
Belinda, how you going? Yeah, we got so close. Like Grillsy, he's just travelled 1,500 k's, and I don't know if anyone saw it, but Belinda actually hooked up some PVC pipes in the back of a car, and she actually drove through the road because she knew there was heaps of overhanging trees and stuff. So she's driven through the road just to check to see if the tiny's going to fit through these trees. And of course she did. So unfortunately we should have got her to put some paint marks on the road so Grillsy could have followed those paint marks.
Yes, absolutely. Did you want to come and say hello?
Yeah.
Do you want to come and say hello? You're all dressed up.
I want to come and say hello.
Oh,
So
come and say hi. Come and say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's going to be shy.
And,
You're all dressed up.
So
You look
Grillsy,
great.
over 1,500 k's, and we got so close, and he's backing it up, but unfortunately the Isuzu, not four-wheel drive, just couldn't push the tiny up a bit of a hill up into its final resting place. So I know.
But they had a tractor on hand, I believe.
Oh no, that's coming. The tractor's coming. So
okay.
Grillsy unfortunately couldn't do the put it into its final resting place. However, Blender will be organised in a tractor.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we usually, especially on a rural property, we say to always have a tractor or something handy.
But next year, talking around about April, the 4-wheel drive, poor man's... Dodge Ram, poor man's Dodge Ram.
Great. She got it in today with a tractor.
Oh,
so
yes. You sent the photos through. Really looking forward to seeing the photos.
Yeah.
Make sure you send them through.
That would be awesome. Because it'll all go funny.
Actually, I was just chatting to Grills. He's still on his way home. He's given us the ETA this evening. He'll be home at 7 o'clock tonight.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Okay. And he normally joins us on a live after he's done a delivery.
So he'll be actually probably watching us while he's driving.
We've been talking about things we want to do next year. Yeah. And some of the things we thought about was, I thought you guys would be interested in having our delivery driver come and sit with Rick and have a chat, having some of our staff, carpenters, painters, people that work with us, having a chat. And so if there's anyone else that you'd like to sit here on the chair and ask questions, he's got something for us. Ooh. I hope it's good. So we thought that what was the other question? Sorry, there was another one. Can I upgrade the batteries in my solar? The generator starts up a few times in the night. What does that mean?
Oh, yes, that was from one of our clients. But bear in mind, 2 tiny houses, father and daughter tiny houses.
Oh, yes. I think we talked about this last week.
One solar package.
Yes.
So the answer is yes. Of course, we can. Actually install 5 kilowatt inverters into our tiny homes, the ones that go for the solar package.
Yeah.
So, of course, and we've actually organised for that client some new lithium batteries. That'll give him, instead of around about 2 amp hour batteries, that'll take it up to 7 amp hours of battery storage overnight, which means the generator won't have to fire up. It'll just power both tiny homes.
I don't know whether I keep my glasses on
overnight.
I can't see there and I can't see there. So I just got to, sorry, I've got to keep leaning forward to read the questions. Georgia said it'd be great to meet the team. So we'll do that next year. We'll have different people come because it's a Sunday afternoon. Some of our staff live a fair way away and they have to travel. So, but we'll try to. We may even do a film of some of them. So chatting about what they do.
We're Grills in one week, chatting about the deliveries and the dramas and the hiccups and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And then we can get Stu in. Man, he'd love to chat.
So Stu's our guy on the ground at the display showroom. If you've been in there or any of our clients, you've met Stu now, and he's amazing and he's doing great work and we're really excited for 2023. We've got lots of vision planning and things going on right now. So that's what I thought we would do is actually do a bit of a go back and then come forward about where we've started and because something that we've noticed and something that we find, my words are failing me today. I love authenticity. It's one of my key words, and honesty and integrity. But authenticity puts all of that together. And for me, when people say, you might go to a show, an expo or whatever, and you'll hear someone say, I've had 40 orders, or all that's doing for the industry and for all those new guys on the ground is making them think, oh my gosh, nobody ordered one from me. And so we actually want to give the true numbers of where our business is, where it started and where it's at now, so that you understand that the tiny house industry in Australia is only in its infancy and it's just starting, and it's very exciting, isn't it, for the Australian market. But for us to start, we started in the middle of 2019. We had our first tiny house built. And it was about July, I think we did an open day about May, June, and then in July we sort of started to put it out on social media. Now, I was doing that and I have no idea about where dinosaurs with social media. We did okay, but we weren't anywhere near good enough. And so we plodded along in 2019. So how many did we do in 2019?
The first year. So we'll talk years. We've been going.
So from the July to the July.
July to July. So we've been going for 3.5 years. Within QE. 3.5 years. So in the first year we built 4. Right. In the first year.
So we did 4. So sorry. I'll just keep We'll just go slowly so people can understand. So March 2020 is in that first year. So March 2020, we went to the Sydney Home Show. We'd already invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the business from our own savings. We mortgaged our house and we put it into the business. And we went to the Sydney Home Show in the March, and we noticed a few people wearing masks at the home show. We thought, ooh, this is a bit interesting. What's going on? They might be from overseas or something. That Monday, so we finished on the Sunday. On the Monday, the place shut down.
Yeah. And that was, we were actually about to go down to Bendigo, to Darren's show down in Bendigo.
And it got cancelled.
It got cancelled because of the stuff
so that was
going on.
2020. So we had just signed a lease, or I'm not sure of the exact timing, but we just moved into a little factory, like small little factory that we could build one, maybe two at a stretch at a time. And we thought, based off of the interest that we'd started to generate, that we were going to be able to work with three staff and build, one at a time and just keep them going, and we'd be happy with that. And it just stopped.
Yeah.
The phone stopped ringing. Yeah. People were
scared.
So
we had to carry it for, I guess, probably around about 8 months.
About
I can actually
8
remember
months.
because I met at the at the St Ives Tiny House Carnival.
Yeah,
This was just that was just before the home show. That was just before they shut everything down. Okay, I met Horslin guys at the show there.
Yes.
And anyway, of course, then it all hit the fan. Yeah. And I can remember after about 12 months, I actually rang, I think it was Sarah I spoke to at Horslin, just to see, because I was, we'd only at that stage sold one or something like that, and only had one order, and then I actually chatted to, I actually rang Horslin and said, man, how you guys going? Like, where we're at? Like, what's going on? Like I've sowed all this money into this and we're not going anywhere. And
we were ready to close the doors, basically, weren't we?
And they were great. They just sort of said, they'd started about 4 months earlier than us. They'd had a few orders and were just starting to poke along. Yep. But they'd had their orders before it hit the fan.
Yes.
So what that meant was they had something to go on with, whereas we all started from scratch, and it was just hard. So what do we do? Do we keep going? Do we stop?
We literally, there was a time there, wasn't it, where we're like, if something doesn't happen soon, we're going to quit. Yeah. We're going to think, okay.
Quit's the wrong word, but we're just going to diversify into something else.
Obviously, this was not the path we were meant to go down, and we're going to find, God will open another door, and we'll go through that. So we just went, I don't know. And we prayed and we went, I don't know,
we just stuck
where are we going?
Yeah.
So then we had this factory, there was no work. And then one person called. And this was about 8 months into the pandemic. I think what I look back now, and I think people had gone, I'm so scared and I don't know what's going on, and we all cocooned. And after a while, when people were starting to say this is the new normal, I think people just went, well, stuff it. It's time to. I don't want to live this way anymore. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of Sydney. I'm going to sell up. And people started calling.
Yeah, the phone started
ringing, and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
So in that second 12 months, so we did from July to July. We did four. And I think we sold 2 in that time. So we still had a lot of our own money invested in it, and then the next 12 months,
8 in the second 12 months.
We did 8, so we doubled what we built, and then from the July to July of 2021 up to July 2021.
So then coming into the third year, then we did 17 homes in the third year.
Yes. And then now we're 8 months.
We're about 7 months into the next year, and we've done 26. Now, actually, when I say 26, can I actually say, of those 26 homes, 24 of them are total custom homes.
Yeah.
Bells and whistles, chop and change, move windows, do this, do that.
It's not assembly line. It's every single, apart from 2 so far, every single customer has been asking for lots of their own flavour. Windows here, different doors. I want to change this and I want to move that around, and I'm going to come for an inspection, and then, no, I want to move that there. And that's every single one of them. We're not just doing process building right now. And that's something that we're looking for next year, is to have 2 lines where one lot is doing all that custom work, but the other one is just getting the processed, the standardised ones out the door that people already can just buy.
And
off
we have
the shelf.
spoken about that with the standard homes. It means you go through the chain of construction a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas with the custom homes, we actually now get an architect involved to actually do the plans, so there's no sort of stuff ups. It all actually works.
Yes.
And the client knows what they're getting.
Yeah.
And we know what we're building and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than the our standard homes, which I've got to say, our standard homes are still right up there.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, these aren't just
and we're refining our standard plans so that all the things that people have asked for in this last 12 to 18 months will sort of become more standard and they'll just be in there. So the cost will go up because they're already adding those extra things in.
Yeah.
But it's what everybody wants, so that's what we're going to do. For example, the bigger showers, lamy panel walls, all those sorts of things. So there won't be any hidden like, oh, I thought that would have been included. So, so that's where we're up to.
Just crack it into today, right?
Yep. But with staff, we'll just go staff. We had started with two, so we started, just go back because we want to finish this.
Yeah.
You started building the tiny homes with you
and
one first year apprentice.
It was second year at that time.
And you were building them here on our farm.
Yep.
We built two, and then the third one, we had a huge tornado wind and it blew away.
Actually, 120k wind came through, and this was before we actually had it attached to the trailer. So it was just the shell. We had the main door cut out, so it was like a hot air balloon.
And it
actually
went.
Well, actually, it shows how strong it was until it hit the ground. 30 metres further down the track, bam, it just blew up.
So we lost a home, and that was sort of the impetus to actually get a factory. We're like, okay, well, it's another expense now that we have to do, so let's find something small that we can get into. And again, there was nothing in our area available. There wasn't one factory available. We rang everybody we knew. We drove every street. We couldn't find anything, and it was like, okay, that might be a sign. We're not meant to do this. And then one of the real estate agents we know said, oh, there's something coming up. It's not on the market yet for lease. Do you want to have a look? And we just took it that day. Yeah. And then when we moved to the bigger factory...
And we upgraded that in about 6 weeks.
Yes, because the phone started ringing. Yeah. And we're like, this is not going to work.
But I think one of the big things here, and I really want to give a little bit of inspiration to new builders coming into the marketplace. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not easy, okay? But what I can say is don't give up.
Yeah.
Okay? But don't put all your eggs in one basket. And don't go and build the bigger than Ben-Hur tiny homes and this massive, exclusive, upmarket, top shelf, sell for $200,000 plus tiny home. Because like those sort of homes don't sell overnight, okay? So I really reckon if you just scale it back a bit, stick with your 6-7 metre home, thereabouts, keep it light on, keep it affordable, so you can actually tap into the market. And it's all about initially, I think, turnover. So you can start the ball rolling, get the cash flow going.
Well, that's right, because every builder has started with investing their money to build one themselves.
Yeah.
So for us, like it was, hundreds of thousands of dollars that we actually put into, because we said we've got to do this for at least 18 months. We have to just keep going, keep building for 18 months. And whether we have a sale or not, we've just got to give it that time. Knowing that, even if we sailed it and just got our money back, that would be okay. So... anyway, so
it's quite funny though. I'm starting to see a few of the family.
The family are all around us, but no one's behind us. Yeah, come say hi.
Yeah, a few of the families starting to float around that. I literally, like 60 seconds before we started, had to set off an EMP bomb just to shut down the gurney, shut down the motorbikes, shut down the noise and the racket. I
know it's very quiet, isn't it?
It's quiet now because everyone.
I thought they'd be loud.
As soon as we said live,
you can see
you're
somebody
on
in the background there cooking,
everyone's done the
people
runner
over here, and no one wants to say hello.
But honestly, I mentioned this the other week. If you saw what goes on here just before we start live, you thought, how in the hell do you keep this thing together?
Well, just over here to the right, left of the screen
Nibblies.
Was a grandchild that was totally naked that was trying to get in front of the camera to play with the phone. And I thought you would have got a full view of his crutch as he went past.
Well.
So, anyway, I thought I'd ask you some questions, okay?
Right, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, what was your highlight of this year? do you have a particular highlight?
Highlight.
Yeah, of this year.
I think it's for me.
Yeah. This
Right.
is off the cuff. He doesn't know I've got these questions.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And if you've got any questions, ask them. So.
I reckon the highlight for me is when people, when we do deliveries, okay?
Yeah.
And we've got these massive 4.6 metre homes. They're 3 metres wide and some because of decks and awnings and gutters and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And these deliveries aren't easy.
No.
With our tiny homes,
No.
okay? There's trees that are going out in the bush. There's driveways. There's creeks. There's hills. There's
and we're going to show you that because that's
slippery
how it
surfaces,
is.
all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And I guess the highlight for me is when our clients actually see that delivery,
Yeah.
and then start to realise how much effort goes into delivering a tiny home. It's easy to come home from work and see your tiny home all set up in position, all the jack's done, and the props done, and it's up and running, and it's happy days.
Yeah.
But if you saw how we got from A to B, right, the effort that's involved, whether it's me doing the delivery or girls, and it's hard work. So where I'm going with this is, when the client does actually see these deliveries and then they actually start to realise that, oh my gosh, how did that happen? This is not easy. It's just driving onto a tennis court.
So the highlight is
the appreciation from a client that sees the amount of effort that goes into a tiny home delivery.
Yeah. And mine would be the people that we're meeting.
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
the most beautiful, like salt of the earth people, and I think we're making lifelong friends or become family, whatever.
Yeah.
But they've invested in us. Something we'll never take for granted ever is that they've put their hard-earned money into our company to build them something, and we want to know 12 months, 2 years on that it's going well, and that and if there is some, they'll call us now, something about the solar or. Oh, where'd you get this from? And I love that we're still having a relationship. Like we got a text message today from some people just wishing us a Merry Christmas. I love that. That's what it's all about.
And Phil and Jason, what was the seal you put on the outside of the cladding on the cedar cladding?
We're doing some maintenance, and I love it. I love it. Okay, what was a low light? What's a low light?
A low light.
Keep it real.
Okay. You ready for this? You ready? It's simple. When I can't make it to the final resting place.
Yes.
That kills me, man. Like, we put so much effort into a delivery of a tiny home. Yeah. And because of stuff outside of our control, whether it be road conditions, whether it be steepness of a hill, whether it be the rain, the bog, the whatever the case may be, and we travel thousands of kilometres or hundreds of kilometres, and I can't get it set up.
Do you know what my low light was this year?
You
ready?
Like, I fall into this.
It wasn't you.
I had one reasonably orderly tiny home delivery, I think about 12 months ago, and going across the Weybridge, Mount Victoria, and my truck had run out of rego.
That's it. That was mine. It was my fault.
Can you believe it?
I had done everything else, but didn't.
Tiny house, no problem.
Because now, like back in the day, you had your little rego sticker on your windscreen, so you knew when it was coming up.
It's a revenue, mate.
And they don't do that anymore.
No.
So my low light was poor Rick leaving at 3 a.m. and getting there, and he gets pulled over.
The client actually came with us, right? Because we left in the night time. They were our flash and light. What do you call it?
Anyway,
you know what I'm saying.
The rego was out on the truck, and so he couldn't go anywhere at all. Yeah. And so the actual client we weren't that far from there. We weren't that far from where it was going to. So
60k short.
So they had a guy they knew who had a truck, and so he picked it up from there. But it kills you because you want to do it. You want to make sure. That really was a low light. I learned a big lesson. It was 100% my responsibility, and I take it all on myself.
Oh, don't you worry, Dale. I told the RMS guy at the
you told it was my fault?
I said it was my wife's fault.
Exactly. If in doubt, blame me.
Just saying that in itself saved me $2,000 in fines. Okay.
My poor wife, who's at home with all these children and la la la, feel sorry for me. It was just, it was just an oversight. But you know what? It shows we're human.
Yeah.
We make mistakes. You know, there's lots of things we could have done better this year, but we're learning from them. And I think for us, stupidity is doing the same thing again. So every time we make a mistake and we learn, we're not going to do it again. So each time we're going to get better and do it better. So that's good.
Not better mistakes.
No.
Better
Yes.
without mistakes.
Yeah. So biggest lesson learnt this year, or lessons learnt?
Biggest lessons. Oh my gosh. Biggest lessons is okay. I'm going to be straight up. Biggest lessons is when I put on first year apprentices. Okay, is telling them.
This is bitterness talking.
And whiskey. Is telling first year apprentices, I actually own you for 4 years, and for 4 years you're going to come to this same factory until I sign you off.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I tell you, the
talked
younger
about this
generation
before.
have got nothing.
You
mate.
might want to go back to last week if you're wondering what he's talking about. You haven't heard it.
It just annoys me.
Yeah.
Like these, young fellas, grow up, grow some gonads, and start to learn that you need to commit to something. Okay? Because I'll tell you what, it really does annoy me.
Commitment's a big thing.
Commitment's a big thing for me.
It is a big thing.
So, in actual fact, had a chap come in for an interview for a first year apprentice just the other day. I said, bro, here's how it is. For 4 years, you're going to come to this same factory. You're not outside getting your suntan sanding frames and trusses and stuff. You're going to come to this same factory for 4 years. He rang me the next day, 24 hours later, he said, I'm sorry, I can't commit to that. So, hey, at least he was honest.
Honest, yeah.
But I'm not
it.
pulling any punches in there because I sew a lot into these kids.
Yeah.
You got to understand, because
Yeah.
I've been through the ringer, mate. I did an apprenticeship.
If there was safety laws around, what we're talking like.
No.
Back then, people would have gone to jail for
the
things
stuff
they
that
did
was
to
done
you.
to me as a first year apprentice.
Yes.
If it happened today, you'd be put in jail.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, man.
Those
I went
rites
through the
of
ringer.
passage that they did.
Oh yeah. So I
that's
swore
a whole
blind
other pod-
that firstly, when I put on
Yeah.
a first year apprentice, I will never ever allow bullying, abuse, or any of those things that I copped as a kid.
Yeah.
And hence we run a fairly tight outfit, and I make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But parents that have little kids that are growing up for school, tell them to grow up and commit. Because I'm sick of it. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the parents letting the Google run their kids' life and their family.
Oh, here we go.
Mate, don't get me started. Ooh, don't get me started.
Quickly, next question.
Next
Did
question.
have it? Biggest lesson learned. What was that?
Did we just say that?
Well, I don't know. What was
no.
the lesson?
Tell
Don't-
apprentices straight up, I'm not going to
Oh.
waste my time on you, boy, unless you're going to commit for 4 years. That's it. That's the lesson. That's what I've learned.
Okay, all right. Can you just open the bolognese sauce for the
yeah, I gotta
pizza?
open sauce.
Sorry.
Oh, damn,
Hey,
what are you
is that
doing
an
with that?
ad? Product placement for.
Crikey,
yeah.
that's from an ad.
Biggest lesson learned. Biggest lesson learned. Well, I think it's for
I think
me.
the biggest lesson is get a
biggest
truck that's
lesson
got
is
four-wheel drive.
Be quiet so your wife can talk. No, I think for me it is never give up, because one day, like if you have a dream, just it's hard work, keep going and don't give up. And so many times we wanted to give up, but we just got up and had another day. Or we'll just get through today. We'll get through today and we'll see. And then we'll get through today and we'll see. And we just never gave up. So
I was just looking at the one of the dogs over there on the super grass, having a bit of the kip and stuff. Like
we're just going through questions.
we've got two golden retrievers. Right? You ready for this?
Yeah, come and say hello.
Initially, I put my name and my phone number on the tag, right? So when they go walk about, the neighbours give us a call and say. So now I've ordered a new tag that says, "Do not feed me, or I'll be back."
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Miracle delivery story. Which one? Because there's been a few. Which was the story that the miracle delivery story?
I'm thinking the one down to Foxtrot, the Gerringall, Charlie Sands.
Oh yes.
Oh, that was going through
under the highway
Bridge.
tunnel.
Under the
Right.
highway
Yeah,
tunnel.
that was a miracle story.
The height.
They're the ones with the B&B giveaway.
Yeah. The height thing said 4.5, But Charlie measured, and he assured me it was 4.6. So I said, right, we're going to keep this puppy under 4.6.
Yep.
So we did. And anyway, but I think, because I had to try to arc it wide, hit it straight, 40 metres of tunnel,
Yep.
what do you call it, overpass, but we're going under the overpass. And we literally had like 10 centimetres,
Yep.
20 millimetres to spare.
Yep.
Like there's nothing in it. And there's
Okay.
a photo online. And
Yep.
it's just a crazy delivery.
We've got a question from Adam, and we've answered this probably 20 times in our lives. So I'm not going to do it today because it's our Christmas one, but he's asking about the homes being 3 metres wide, registered as a caravan, 2.4. Look, there's a lot of stuff. We've got, if you go back, to, obviously a new watch this for the first time. If you go back over the holidays to some of our previous ones, we go into depth about how our
Real
registered
quick.
design. No, we're not going to do it today
Oh, we're
because
not
we're
gonna.
just talking about the year. And so, Adam, we can email you our answer, or you can watch some
me a
previous
call tomorrow.
lives, or call us during the week, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So,
But what I am going to talk about, Dar,
is our registered designs.
our design of a tiny house being removable off a registered trailer now has just been registered.
Yes.
Got the email through from the lawyer during the week.
Yeah.
So it is
This
locked
is a
in.
big
Wow,
thing for
this is
us.
huge. It's huge for us.
So we've got two design registrations in at the moment.
It's like a patent.
And so the first one, which is our removable tiny house off the trailer, which everybody knows about, that's been registered. And we've got another one which we haven't shown you any of the nothing
wait.
until it's
Oh,
done.
my gosh.
And until that's registered, we're not going to show anything on any social media. So, what was the next question? Biggest lesson learnt, miracle delivery.
Oh, Dar, can I talk about me spotties?
Oh, go
On
for
me
it.
Forby?
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, you ready for this? I've got spotties hanging off my truck everywhere.
Yeah.
And because I've got too many on the one circuit, on the one relay switch, it keeps blowing the switch.
Right.
The fuse.
Okay.
So what I did one morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I actually changed I lifted the bonnet and I swapped all the stuff around. And so I put one of the spotties on with my normal parking lights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could actually still have these spotties going.
Right.
So without blowing the fuse.
Yep.
And anyway, but the trouble was that's the parking lights, right? So when I put on my lights on a high beam, like all the lights are going. Like this is like bam, there it is. Like
Right.
it is like put the sunscreen on, it is bright. Anyway, but unfortunately when you dip all those spotties, one of the sets of spotties stays on like a LED bloody light bar. It stays on with my parkers, right? So that means as I'm driving along, I've dipped the main lights, but then my parkers are on, but my bar light's also still on. So that means when I'm driving into town now, and people are flashing me because I've dipped my main lights, but my bar light's still on.
Oh, this is a long story.
Oh, it's short. It's ready. So now, and everyone's flashing me, I think, oh my gosh. So I've actually literally got to turn all my lights off. At 5 o'clock in the morning, as I'm driving to work, I've got to turn all my lights off, and then they're flashing me because, bro, you turned all your lights off.
Oh dear.
So
First world problem.
I haven't had time. I've just been too flat out.
That's one of
But it's
your
coming.
projects for the holidays.
Yeah, mate, that's a holiday
So
project.
yes, so we've put up online our holiday hours. So from the 23rd of December we're done. We will be open on the 6th of January, which is a Friday from I'm not sure it's there. I think it's 12 till 4. And then on the 6th and the 7th, 14th, on the 14th, we'll be there as well. So, but if if you come from a different state and you're driving past, give us a call. We might be around. So, Merry Christmas, Libby. Looking forward to visiting and seeing your tinies in person. That's wonderful. From South Australia. Oh, yes. I remember your email this week. Lovely. So we, from all of our family who are all around us, we just wish you a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family.
I just want to tell one more story.
Oh, no.
Like, one more story. Like, for 2 weeks now,
Yep.
I've been tripping over motorbikes.
Yep.
Right? Motos here. I've been dodging stuff. I've got this is enjoyable. Literally this afternoon.
Yep.
This afternoon.
Yep.
like I had to put a new belt on the
Yeah.
on the Kubota because she's blown the belt.
Yeah.
And I'm tripping over bikes. So
Yes.
I thought, man, I'm over these bikes. So I'm just going to undo the shipping container. I'm going to
Yep.
lock away the motos.
Yeah, what happened?
And then literally, wouldn't even been 30 minutes later,
Yep.
the kids come up. Oh, Dad, where's the keys for the container?
Yeah.
I want to get the motos out. Oh, what the? What's going on? What's going on? What the? I was just telling a serious story. No, I couldn't see you duck down the road. What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm going to have a swim now. I can clean the pool.
All right. Well, have a wonderful Christmas. We'll see you in the new year.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hooroo.